Hello children, welcome back to our online class. So students, take out your social science book. Today we'll start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, Early Kingdoms. Okay, so take out page number 34 of social science book. About 2500 years ago, the big kingdoms developed in the Ganga Valley. Each had a well-defined territory and government. Some of these kingdoms later grew into powerful empires. So students, we were discussing in the last chapter about 3500 years ago, that is the Vedic period, where not proper kings, okay, because they don't acquire that much land or very much rulers, okay, though they don't have soldiers. But now we will learn the kings of 2500 years ago. Now with these kings, the kingdoms much more developed in the Ganga Valley. These kingdoms believed in the expansion of the territories, that means expansion of their kingdom. We were talking about the Janas, that is the tribe, and let us see now regarding the sources. Our main source of information about this period are the Vedic texts such as the Brahmanas and the Upanishads, and Buddhist texts such as the Jataka tales. They refer to the Janapadas and Mahajanapadas which existed in this period. Now all this information, this current information have been got in the Vedic texts such as the Brahmanas and the Upanishads and the Jataka tales of the Buddhists. Okay, now these texts refer to the Janapadas and Mahajanapadas which existed in this period. Now let us see who are called Janapadas and who are called Mahajanapadas. You have read earlier that the Aryans live in the villages. Now we have already read in the last chapter about the Aryans. A person's life revolved around the tribe. A big change came about around this time. Iron began to be used on much larger scale. The thick forest of the Ganga plain had not allowed expansion in this region. But now iron tools helped people to clear the forest, where later bigger settlements developed. Now let us see, in the last chapter we have read about Aryans, and that time what happened, copper was used and stone tools were used. But at this period iron tools were used, okay, and these people live near the Ganga plains, because at that time not very much advanced tool was there. They cannot clear the forest wholly. Now what happened, due to the Ganga plain and the forest, they cannot expand their territory. But when this iron has been invented, now what happened, they can clear the forest which is prevailed in Ganga plain. So what they, with the help of the iron tools, they cleared the forest and they made a bigger settlement for the people. They used to stay. The small tribes of the earlier period gave way to large kingdoms. These territories came to be called as Janapadas. Now small tribes have some territory, it is called the Janapadas. The smaller tribes territory is called the Janapadas, and the larger and more powerful Janapadas are called the Mahajanapadas. That means the powerful tribe, those who are very courageous and those who are very brave, they are known as Mahajanapadas. There are 16 Mahajanapadas in the Ganga Valley in the 6th century BCE. They were named after the ruling or the most important tribe in the area. Each Mahajanapada had a capital which was generally fortified. Huge walls of stone or brick were built around the city. This was perhaps to resist attacks by neighboring kingdoms. The Mahajanapadas were of the two types, republics and monarchies. This Mahajanapadas were the expansion of the territories. Clear? Jana means a small group of people where they have small territory, but Mahajanapadas means having a large territory. Clear? And which is made of stone or bricks. To what? To prevent attack from the other neighboring countries. Now this Mahajanapadas were of two types. Number one is republics, and number two is monarchies. Now let us study what is republics. A republican Mahajanapada was ruled by a group elected by a common people. Now this republics means this people used to elect a group of people, and that group become the republican. Okay, group become the group. Okay, there was no king. Decisions were taken by a majority vote. So when the decision, as it is a smaller group, okay, when decision have to be taken, the majority, suppose there are 5%, okay, in that Mahajanapada, then if there is 3 vote, then that will be the ultimate decision. The Shakyas and Licchavis were the important republics. So these are name of the important republics. Now coming to the monarchies. The monarchical Mahajanapadas were ruled by kings. The king was very powerful. He had a large army and many sources of revenue. Kingship was hereditary. The king's son succeeded him to the throne. Magadha, Vatsa, Avanti and Kosala were the greatest of these kingdoms. Now monarchy means means ruled by the Mahajana, that is a territory which is ruled by a king, and he had a large army and he has a many sources of earning taxes. Okay, now what does, and when he dies his son will become king, and when the son will become king his son will become it. That means it is hereditary. Okay, can you tell me, students, now which is better, republics or monarchies? It is the republic, because what happened, it is only decided by a majority vote, like our democracy. But in this monarchy, it is like monarch, run by only monarch. What the king wishes, that one only he will do. He will not listen to the other common people. It's been asked, yes, which form of government, republic or monarchical, was better suited to those times? See, this question has been asked, but the answer is republican, student. Why? Is modern day India a republic or a monarchy? Now present is democracy. Okay, it is like the republican system prevailed in ancient times. Now taxation. Large armies required more money, therefore kings began to collect taxes on the regular basis. They appointed officers to collect taxes from the people. Now what happened? There are many soldiers of the king. Now the soldiers also need money in the form of mudras or in the coins or anything, isn't it? So what happened? This king, the kings has also to make weapons made of iron, so that he need revenue. So what happened? He started collecting taxes from the common people. Okay, and for that he used to appoint some person who are known as officers to collect taxes from the common people. Most people were farmers, so agriculture was the main source of revenue. Revenue means money. The farmers gave 1/6 of their produce, money, but that time money was not prevailed. That time barter system was prevailed. That means exchanging of good for goods. I will give you a goat, you give me cow. I will give you utensil, you give me mud. Okay, that way. Most people were farmers, so agriculture was the main source of revenue. The farmers gave 1/6 of their produce to the king. This was called bhaga, or share of the produce. At that, what happened then? What were the taxes? Taxes, as I have told just now, taxes, the king used to collect the taxes. So it is not in the form of money, because that time money was not there. But what happened? Out of 6th share, this is the field, okay, out of 6th share, okay, this portion goes to the king as revenue. Clear? This portion goes to king as revenue, which is called the bhag or share. That means that it is the farmer's share, isn't it? There are 6 shares and 1 share has been given to the king. That is why it is known as bhag or share. During the time the farmers began to produce more from the land, this was because of 2 factors. First, the iron plow came to be used on large scale. Now farmers depend on 2 factors. Okay, that is, first, the iron plow. As iron have been invented, so they can plow the land with the help of iron plow. It was an improvement over the wooden plow. Second, the practice of transplanting paddy, that is growing saplings separately and then planting them in the field, became common. This ensured that many more plants survived and hence more grains were produced. Increased production meant that the king got a greater share of the revenue. Now not only they are growing crops, but what happened? At another field they used to give seeds, help to make sapling, and after growing up the sapling they used to transfer to other field. Okay, so there were very much production. So but it is beneficial for the king only. How much production these farmers are making? The half share used to go, the 1/6 of the share goes to the king as revenue. There were other sources of revenue. Now how people again earn. Craftsmen such as carpenters, potters and weavers paid taxes either in cash or kind or by offering free service to the king. There were also taxes on buying and selling of goods. Now see, mudraye, okay. So that time this carpenters, potters, weavers, they also have to pay taxes. How? Either in cash, either in mudraye, or in offering free services to the king. Okay, and they are buying and they are also selling those goods in the market, and for that also they are paying revenue. So students, in the next class we shall study about the rest of the portion. Okay, so till then, thank you.